Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the Rave Green TV YouTube channel. And today it's another one of those videos where we just gotta sit down and have a little chat. So a little bit of dialogue. Some things have taken place. I felt it was right. I got J Ross here with me this time, so it's not just me. And we're gonna have a little bit of dialogue today about a certain topic. And that topic today is Andrew Thomas. All right. Andrew Thomas versus Stephen Fry. Andrew Thomas's development, his rise this year. Um, Potentially Stephon Fry's, kind of a fall off, but overall, just the future of the goalkeeping position in Seattle. We're here to have some dialogue about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're seeing, throw a thumbs up on the video, subscribe if you have not already, and let's get right into it. So, we are recording this right after the Sounders 0-0 draw, but win in penalty kicks in the Leagues Cup quarterfinals against Puebla. Obviously, Andrew Thomas gets the start. Andrew Thomas has another great performance, stacking him up left, right, and center. Andrew Thomas for the last it's been like a month, 2 months he's had to start since Steph Fry's unfortunate injury. And then last night, man, comes in absolutely clutching the PK shootout. Obviously, 1-for-1. I would always want Thomas in the PK shootout over Fry, regardless of how they're playing in league play. But J Ross, I want to hear from you, man. What do you make of Andrew Thomas? What do you think about this goalkeeper battle that we all of a sudden have now? Let me know.
Well, we have one, which I don't think fans really actually thought it would come to fruition. Like, Andrew Thomas has been a stud. And the weird part about him is like, when I watch him play, like, he makes the occasional mistake, like he'll bobble a ball or two, but I swear he's just one of the guys that has the clutch gene and like lives up to the big moments where when you need a big save, it might be unoriginal, maybe like from crazy, non-routine save, but he'll make the save and it gets the crowd on their feet. And he always has the best reaction of it. He might be the biggest aura farmer like in the league in terms of that PK.
Dude, seriously, man.
Criminal. But I mean, and I just think it's insane to think that we have our backup in goal, yet we're in a PK shootout, and I had more confidence than ever. And I don't know if I'm comfortable saying, like, I think if this is Fry's last year, I think in league play specifically, I think we'll probably ride Fry out the rest of the year. But I think Leagues Cup, we should let Thomas take the reins, see what he is in a couple more big games. And I know, like, you see, like, in the Premier League, like, the backups will play for the FA Cup, and they'll put the main guy in for the final and semifinal. I hope we don't do that. I hope we let Thomas ride this one out, hits his tournament, let him go all the way. And I think these are valuable minutes where realistically, like, we've committed to Thomas as our guy when Fry's gone. So I think the play call is Thomas gets Leagues Cup, let Fry run it out in MLS. And then if Fry says he's done either this year, or even if he doesn't say done, he's done it. Next year, Thomas might have the goal to himself.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think this last offseason, we extended Andrew Thomas for like a few-year contract extension. So he's locked in. He's locked in to be the guy for at least the next couple years. I'll tell you what, obviously, Andrew Thomas last year, he had that nice little run where he had to come in the Open Cup. Obviously, similar thing, just aura farming in the PK shootouts, actually scores the winner, runs over to the other team, starts chirping at him. Dude's the biggest aura farmer that I know personally, especially in PK shootouts, man. But that being said, I wasn't all too convinced completely last year. I thought there were some shaky moments that like weren't completely selling me on him. But this year, the last 2 months, I haven't seen him really put a foot wrong at all. I've seen him make like plus saves, not just the routine stuff. You obviously love to see that, but he was making saves that like I'm like, okay, this is like a Steph Fry save. You know what I mean? This is like plus goalkeeping type stuff here. And, obviously it's unfortunate, he kind of got his chance off of the Fry injury. And, that's always unfortunate to see a player go down like that. But, when Fry came back, granted, it was one game, didn't look the best. Obviously, the goal that he gave up completely on him. And I'm not going to say like, oh, the Fry downfall is here, because I thought Fry was playing good ball leading up until he got hurt. But I mean, with the form that Thomas is in, dude, like, first of all, Leagues Cup has to be his, right? And I think Brian will do that. I think Brian will do that because Brian's the type of guy, like, if you, like, especially I've noticed with Thomas, like, if you earn it in those kind of tournaments, like, he'll kind of ride it out, I think he's earned that at least. Obviously, when it comes to, like, MLS and MLS playoffs, you never want to doubt Steph Fry, especially in the playoffs, right? I mean, even last year, Steph Fry was huge in the playoffs. I mean,
he always is.
He always
is,
right?
He always
and
is.
you don't want to me, this might be a hot take, and it might be, ignoring the recency of Andrew Thomas's breakout. I don't think I would go away from that until I
No,
actually see Fry, like,
I agree.
okay, he's not the Fry of old in the playoffs anymore. You know what I mean?
I also feel like goalkeeper is a position where on the field you kind of like force players out. I feel like goalkeeper is a position where you ride them until there's no reason to, and your keeper, you just go with them forever. And Fry is such a club legend. He's the captain. He's everything for this team where his shot stopping is only a fraction of what he does for this club. And I don't think there's any reason why he has any way or reason to get forced out of the squad. I feel like we have to stick with him until there's no other option.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because with Thomas, like and a big credit to Stephen Fry, obviously like a Mount Rushmore player easily. But with him, like obviously Andrew Thomas being behind and learning, just from one of the best MLS keepers of all time for the last several years, is clearly upped his level, and he's really pushing Fry at this point, which I hope just gets the best out of Fry. But I'm at the position where I'm like I I've seen Fry do it too many times to where like I can't give up on Fry until I see the wheels fall off. Even if it's at the expense of like a playoff game, he gives up a bad goal or something like this. Because I've seen too many times of Stephen Fry, even last year when he thought, okay, maybe a little bit of a downward trajectory, and then in the playoffs he's Steph Frybold.
Yeah.
So I've seen that too many times to just completely give up on Steph Fry. But I think if this is Fry's last year, I don't know how long he intends on staying. Like, I am at the point, at least I'll say with Thomas, I'm at the point where I'm cool with him, like, taking the reins. I don't think there's a
Yeah.
need to sign another goalkeeper. I'd rather sign positions of, other positions that we need more. So I don't know about you. I'm cool with Andrew Thomas taking over the reins as soon as Fry decides to hang him up.
Yeah, 100%. And also, like, how cool is it to have a Russian, English, American goalie who also played U17's national team cricket? Like, what?
Yeah,
Like
that's
this
just
dude,
he's
a
got a
beast.
resume.
Yeah,
He's
oh,
got a resume.
100%. But I'll ask you this, and you alluded to this at the start of this video. Let's say, so we're gonna ride with Fry through the playoffs. We go to a PK shootout. There's a minute left in extra time going to PKs. We have a sub. We have a sub left. Would you sub Thomas in for PKs?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I would, and I've always been like, that's dumb. I've always like when Kepa went in, I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. I just don't think you put someone in that situation where they haven't been in the game, feeling the game out. But
Yeah.
I don't think Thomas has like nerves or like feelings. I think he's just like, you know,
Just
it's
vibes, good vibes only, man. He doesn't feel the pressure of any moment.
yes.
No moment is too big. Like I think, yeah, that's kind of, to be honest, I think that's how I would roll in the playoffs. I would want Steph Fry all the way up until there's a PK shootout because I mean it just I've seen. Here's the thing, I've seen Tom or I've seen Fry in the 90 minutes, 120 minutes of play be phenomenal, but I've seen Thomas be so incredible in PK shootouts. Like I would sub him in, to be
I
honest
know,
with
and
you.
it's such a crazy like that's me historically, I would never say that. Like I just feel like that's stupid. But for some reason, like that's just my feeling in the gut where it's like
Yeah,
Thomas would just make a stupid save, and it would all Thomas would be the guy like MLS Cup final playing like Miami. He would make a save against one of Miami's big boys, and he would go in their face and mock them to like
yeah.
Luis Suarez, and it would be the best feeling ever.
I just think also like if Fry, I feel like Fry's the type of guy where if he got subbed off for pens, like he'd be like, yeah,
Yeah,
like
he'd
I feel like he
understand.
wouldn't be. I feel like he wouldn't be pissed, and I feel like it would give such a big like boost to Andrew Thomas. Like, hey, bro, we trust you in this big moment, and that just gives him a big boost. So I like that idea, and that's probably something I would roll with.
I don't think Smetzer would do that. Like I understand both sides of the coins. Like I said, I usually think that's dumb, and I can
Yeah,
understand why that won't happen. But I also think that like the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, that actually like makes sense to me. But as for my opinion, I think Thomas for Leagues Cup, Fry for MLS. I'd love to see Thomas in another PK shootout.
ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up that video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, please throw a big thumbs up. on the video. Subscribe if you have not already. Check us out on our social medias if you have not done so. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a great day.